So I look at some of the things I managed to screen record while I was working. This is the spacesuit. In ZBrush I started to add some crease marks to the suit to make it look more convincing. But know that this is the high poly model, and I would have to make the low poly model afterwards. So this is what I'm doing here. And then obviously the detail from the high poly will be baked into the low poly's normal map. And this is just working on a glove. I think it was a default sort of base mesh hand that I found, and just started to work from there because I found it would be easier than just trying to make my own hand up from scratch. And then UV mapping the spacesuit, just getting it ready for Substance Painter. You see, I'm still fixing problems here where there wasn't quite a line going down the center. I think it was from when I mirrored it, it didn't quite work properly, so I had to just go in and fix things manually a little bit. See, there's no stretching going on because it would have looked like red or blue if it was looking bad. It was white, so it was fine. And then this is Substance Painter. I think I'd already baked it at this point. Yeah. This is starting work on the low poly for the character's head. This is where it was complete. And then starting the UV mapping process for the head. And then this is where it's all laid out, and I'm just resizing some stuff just so we can get a little bit more resolution from that area. But yeah, I think it looks quite nicely laid out anyway. And then Substance Painter. Nothing too fancy going on with like how I'm painting it because it's just quite simple character. But I did have to decide what would work best in terms of the eyes. Like whether to paint like a very sort of shiny material for like the eye reflection circle that you often see in anime eyes. But it didn't quite work as I expected, so I had to just go back to just painting a white circle, which worked a lot better. And then just making some simple teeth, nothing fancy again because the shape doesn't need to be anything over the top. It's those sort of anime teeth aren't always like fully detailed, so this kind of look will do really. And then just flipping it for the bottom as well. And you'll see that the hair isn't the proper hair that I went with in the end. This was just like a sculpt that I made in ZBrush for the hair, but then I ended up switching to X-Gen hair, which I just thought looked better because it gives you like proper strands instead of just like one sort of mass. And I think this is just modeling bits and pieces for the suit. I must have been making a screw or something here, but just using booleans or however you want to say it, just to make a screw shape. I did find a useful tool in Maya as well to reduce topology and things, but keep a kind of similar shape. So that'll be handy again to use in like a future project. As you can see, this is the hair I went with there. And this is just making more stuff in Substance Painter, like texturing. So the odd like pocket and logo for the suit. And then using Advanced Skeleton to rig it up. And I wasn't even sure if this was going to work because I used the biped template, but then I just deleted the legs off it, but it still managed to work for the top half of the body. Yeah, this is where it's already got controllers and everything sorted on it. See, it can move, but it's not quite weighted correctly. Another problem I had was deciding which parts of the suit should be merged into one or not. And I think in the end I just put it all together as one because it was too much of a hassle trying to keep individual parts from clipping through one another, so it was better just to make it all one suit in the end. And then this is sorting the face out, plotting each individual point that it's asking for, and it'll end up making this weird mask over the top until it's fully made the face for you. I do actually really like the more simple design for a character because it, for one, doesn't seem to make the computer slow down much, and it's just easier to work with. And just isolating the head here so I can see what I'm doing a bit better. Starting the process for the face to be built up. And this is where you just gotta wait and let it do its thing. I do actually really like the way the model turned out. I think it's got a nice look to it. I think the pink hair works well with the spacesuit for some reason. And you can see all the various controls that Advanced Skeleton gives you to play around with, like the eyes and the mouth. This is what I was talking about with painting the waist, where I think because everything was separate it was making it too complicated when it was moving, and you had the underneath of the suit was clipping through the vest that I'd made, and it was just like really awkward to keep going back and forward with each item trying to get it to work properly. I was also using rivets that I've got to attach to vertexes on the vest, and that was playing havoc with it as well. So yeah, in the end I believe I just merged it all as one, and then it was just a lot easier just to get through painting the weights. And just to give you an idea of what the set looks like, it's just this sort of cockpit I've made here, because that's all I needed. And obviously the character doesn't have legs, because the camera is going to be pointed up anyway. So yeah, quite simple, but I mean it's only going to be 10 seconds long anyway. So and the way I was working was I was just saving a scene file each for every camera shot I was doing. So I think I only had 3 camera shots for this animation. I feel like maybe doing these shorter animations would be good for YouTube as well, but not 10 seconds, maybe something like 30 seconds, because I've seen other people do it and they seem to be doing well from it.